Welcome back to Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp. I'm your instructor, Coach Nye. So, welcome back to the episode of The House Jesus Loved. This is episode 2. Episode 2 is The Loss. That's the title of it, The Loss, when God feels late. Because that's how we feel sometimes. So, we're going to move from the house that we talked about in episode 1. Now, we're going to move to the heartbreak. In John 11:3, the sisters send word to Jesus. Lord, the one you love is sick. That's what they said. And here's what makes this story more difficult is that Jesus doesn't come right away. Scripture says in John 11:6 that he stayed where he was 2 more days. Now let that sit in for a moment. The one that could heal your loved one waited. Now, I like to sit and think, what were the reasons? Sometimes I just, think like, what was the reason? Because, he's Jesus. He can fix anything. That's how we see it. But what if he had to go to God and petition on behalf of Lazarus? What if he had to ask God, don't let this be so, give him more time? Or what if God had to reveal to him how to do it so that God's glory will be seen through it and not come on him? Or what if Jesus went to God and said, okay, God, take so I won't get the glory and no one, show me what I can do, or show me how to do it to make sure that I don't get the glory, but you get the glory through me. There's so many different things that could have happened, or what if it was just that he needed them to believe? We don't know. But by the time Jesus arrived, Lazarus was dead. And both his sisters say the same thing. In John 11:21 and John 11:32, Lord, if you had been here. Both times they say that. So different personalities, same disappointment. Martha processes logically. Mary collapsed emotionally. So both of them are grieving though, but they grieve differently. And then when we reach the shortest version in the scripture in John 11:35, it says Jesus wept. Now this is so powerful because Jesus already knew what he was about to do. He knew Lazarus would rise, right? He knew Lazarus would rise. And yet he still wept. So here's the revelation. God will not rush your grief, even when he already know he has your solution. This moment shows us something about leadership. So let's look at it. True leadership is not just power, it's presence. It's the ability to sit in someone's pain without trying to fix it immediately. I want you to journal something. This is what I want you to journal tonight. I want you to sit or, sometime this week, take some time out and I want you to journal. Where do you feel like God was late in your life? And where has disappointment shaped your faith? Now, when you journal that, I also want you to meditate on it. Just sit back and think of some times, because a lot of us think God was late, but he really was on time. But we have to sit down and process what just happened. Because here's the truth. Delay is not denial, it's development. Jesus says in John 11:14 through 15, what he basically says is, so then he told them plainly, Lazarus is dead, and for your sake I am glad I was not there, so that you may believe, but let us go to him. Now, basically, that this happened so faith could grow. So in the next episode, we're going to see what happened when what was dead responds to his voice and how your story becomes evidence. I want you guys to always take everything back to God, pray about it, and I want you to learn to go within to heal, self-heal. We're doing self-regulation, and I'm teaching you how to step into your leadership and think outside the box. I enjoy this series that I created. It's just short, straight to the point, and it's still on topic with our leadership, how we deal with day-to-day things and how we go to God sometimes, and we feel clueless. it's because we don't understand in that time. But as a leader, we learn how to process, pause, process, and then react. Well, not so much react, but respond. Because reacting is survival mode. We don't react anymore. We respond because we're in our healed state, our whole self. So as always, if no one told you today, I'm telling you now, I love you and I am so proud of you. Remember to pour into yourself. And if you have not subscribed to the Lead Her Movement Network, go ahead, subscribe. It is leadhermovement.mn.co. This is where I teach spiritually, mentally, physically, and I also personal train and do life coaching, and I teach classes about women being sisters again. So until next time, you guys enjoy, and don't forget to journal. 1, where do you feel like God was late? And 2, where has disappointment shaped your faith? Coach Nye out.